enjoy it while they last. We saw the roof not collapse, but they opened up the roof, and now, of course, they're driving in the rain at a high rate of speed. I just noticed a couple of CHP units back here in the back behind them, but they're keeping a safe distance themselves. This is, start of rush hour traffic here, and it's going to get pretty tight real quick here. Wow, got a collision.
Hi all, Kinsey here. We're looking at two suspects in a convertible out of Los Angeles, California. I'm sitting in for Mike Page, who looks like he's going to take over our Facebook mentions page, or our Facebook page at Fox 10 Phoenix. He's going to do a live Facebook mentions for you. Look at this joyride. It is they've got to be absolutely soaked at this point because it's raining in Los Angeles, California. It looks like they attempted to put the top up but weren't successful. We've seen them driving erratically on the sides of the streets, and it looks like it's going to be a very interesting trek.
So this is, like I said, the center divider offers all sorts of...
Hey, and just so you know, I didn't make that lower third, Mike did, so I'm gonna correct that right now. All right, and if you're just now joining us, this is look at this weather. That is rain, and that is fog out of Los Angeles, California. It's a muggy day there, and we've got two suspects in this convertible. They've clearly attempted to put the top up, but were unsuccessful, and I cannot imagine how soaked and wet they're getting and how unpleasant this must be.
Hello.
Hi, and I'm joined by Miss Carrie Lake.
Hi.
You're familiar with her.
I'm familiar with police chases.
No, I'm saying that the
Are
audience.
you insinuating I lead police on chases?
I said you're familiar with Carrie Lake.
Hello, everybody.
So yeah, this is out of Los Angeles. We just got this in. It's two suspects in a convertible, and it's soaked and wet. I can't imagine what they're going to.
I
be
give them style points for taking the convertible
I think that
out
they,
for a ride
yeah,
in a rainy day.
I think that they bumped it right here in the
Yeah.
front left hand.
It almost looks like a Beamer. I don't know. Is that?
I don't think it's a Beamer because Beamers usually have the emblem on the top hood.
But it almost looks like the hood isn't down correctly.
That's
like they don't.
true.
Maybe they stole it because they don't know how to put the hood down.
That's
Usually, if you own the car, you're a little more familiar with how to operate things like the roof going down.
And they look, they look like they don't have a care in the world. Shoulder or elbow on the side of the window.
Have we gotten a good close-up shot of is it two kids?
It looks like two young men, yeah.
This is the storm that's heading our way. Mm-hmm. So we can see the rain's already falling, and people in LA, from my experience in driving, and you live there, things don't move fast. But I imagine when you get a little tiny bit of rain. When you get a little tiny bit of rain, everything moves even slower. Absolutely. It's going to be hard to lead police on an effective chase.
Not only
in
that,
this
but
weather.
There's always traffic in Los Angeles. So just
wow, look at that. What do you call that when you have when your wheels are spraying like that?
Oh, I'm spacing on the name, but I know what you're talking about.
So now he's off the freeway onto the streets. Are you familiar with this? Oh,
this is when it gets really dangerous too, because now. What is he doing?
It reminds me of that chase we had a few weeks back. What's going on here? U-turn.
All right.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
They're trying to have a good time right now.
What?
They know they're on TV.
What?
Doing some donuts out there.
Oh, don't hurt that car.
Oh man! Now that you know what? Now that
if I were that other car, I'd try to get out of the way. Now you are purposely endangering other people. Oh my goodness!
And the police have to show such restraint when they're dealing with people like this, they're actually thumbing their nose at basically everybody. Like, we're going to do whatever the heck we want.
That is
tell you,
ridiculous.
that's terrible.
That is, and look, here it is. This is a tight spot, and I would be so concerned if I were these people, because clearly these guys don't care.
Yeah, they don't. They don't care. They're in somebody else's car. They don't care. And they don't care about life and limb. The thing is that if they were to crash with being in a convertible, it's obviously going to be more dangerous for them as well.
I hope they've got their seatbelts on.
That was actually pretty gutsy.
I know. I mean, the last thing we saw like that was when the guy jumped out of the truck and started hitting the guy on the motorcycle. It's almost as if they feel such pressure that because they realize that there are people on them, and they feel such pressure that they're just like, screw it.
Uh-oh. Are they going to do more donuts here?
Oh,
yeah, more donuts. People are laughing. You can hear some people laughing in the newsroom. Can you imagine if this is your car and you're watching this?
All right, the California Highway Patrol units are in pursuit northbound 101 at Sunset. They're continuing past Sunset. They're exiting Hollywood Boulevard. 2 alleged burglary suspects. The LAPD was the initial pursuing agency.
I'm sorry, but you just, not to quote Donald Trump, but you just want to punch somebody in the face who's doing that. When you see that, you go, it's so outrageous, and it's just thumbing your nose at everybody.
Absolutely, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
But I am,
okay, this looks like, this area,
yeah,
right? Is this the Hollywood
this is very,
Walk of Fame?
This is a very touristy.
Hollywood Walk of Fame right there. They're going to go down and try to make their, become
this is
famous.
Around Sunset, and I am actually really concerned because there are a lot of people on foot in this area. And
Oh,
clearly
yeah.
they have no disregard for
Tourists, all
other
kinds
people.
of, people who aren't familiar with the craziness of Hollywood are on foot. So there they are. Is this Hollywood Boulevard?
They've just given up. They're like, we're going to get in trouble. Look, they're on their cell phones.
They're probably
watching
tweeting
this,
out right now what's going on.
having a good
Oh,
time.
man.
They're screaming, turn on Fox 11. We're probably on TV, Mom.
Wow, just passing the W Hotel in Hollywood, and is this the Hollywood Walk of Fame? I can't tell because we're so zoomed in on
there's
it.
stars all over the place. So it
In
looks
that
like
area,
they were on
yeah.
Sunset, and that is where the California Highway Patrol were gearing up to track them. But when you've got traffic like this has got to be such a difficult. As far as the police are concerned, strategy. I mean, how do you strategize without hurting anybody else?
You don't want to get even close or right on them because you don't want them to start acting even more erratic. We're already seeing erratic behavior here.
So Hollywood Boulevard west from the 101.
Now they're doing a reverse right through the crosswalk. They're going to do kind of a U-turn. No, not a U-turn. They're going in the wrong direction in the turn lane right down there. You see the stars, Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. And there's 2 pedestrians here. Obviously, they have.
It's so rainy that all these people are bundled up and covered up.
Yeah, and it's cold out there. I mean, California standards, and they're going in the wrong direction right here, driving in the turn lane. Again, stolen vehicle. These are 2 alleged burglary suspects. LAPD, Sheriff's Department.
It was the LAPD that was originally pursuing, and now it's the California Highway Patrol that are on top of it.
Okay, this is a bigger intersection here, and they're crossing right through it.
Oh my God!
Oh man, maybe some.
This guy's like basically getting out, I guess.
Oh man, this is he could actually get. Is that a cop behind him, or is that a taxi?
It looks like a cop.
Looks like a cop. Yeah, there's a number. So the guy's standing up. This is where it's. That's the theater right there.
Yeah, there's the
Man's Theater. So if you've been in this part of Hollywood, it's probably one of the most touristy spots. You've got the famed Man's Theater there. I think they renamed it.
All of the characters are there. The Marilyn Monroes, the Spider-Man. They've got all sorts. I mean, it's just the place where you want to go to take your photos.
And the guy's standing up in this stolen convertible as
it's pouring rain.
They drive like they own the streets.
Yeah.
Man, the police must be so outraged. The other drivers must be so outraged seeing this going on. That almost looks like a Mustang. I can't make out what.
That's what I was thinking initially, but I don't want to say anything, and then.
Those are some nice wheels. Somebody paid good money for those, and now they're in the hands of a couple of alleged burglary suspects. and they're driving down the turn lane in Los Angeles in a convertible.
It is a Ford Mustang convertible. Passing
Well,
La Brea. Yeah, this is definitely...
Wow, he's going really fast. I hope his partner isn't still standing up.
I know, and he needs to get his seatbelt on, because this is... they're being so erratic, and they really are just...
Someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah. They're being so selfish in regards to other people on the road that the cops have got to do something, and they've got to do something soon.
You're right. Because someone's going to get hurt, and then you have...
and then
they're going to spin out.
Does the city become liable at that point if they let it go on for too long?
Look how fast they're going on these streets. Mm-hmm. Wow, right through the crosswalks.
Right through the speed bumps. They're just flying off the speed bumps.
You're right. I mean, the LAPD is in a predicament. You want to stop these guys. They're cocky. Now they're going in a tunnel, or no? But more importantly,
oh my gosh, what are they going to do here? Oh dear Lord!
Up on the curb.
Oh my gosh!
Wow, right on the sidewalk there.
Oh my gosh!
You wonder when these guys end up, getting caught, and they always do. Will somebody who's behaving this way get have a bigger punishment than somebody who just kind of behaves in the general way?
And it's easy. It's easier for us to comprehend one person that decides to do something like this, but two people that go, "Yep, this is how we're going to execute this car. Let's do donuts. Let's
steal a car and take it for a joyride and make the news."
It's absolutely.
There they go, right around. This is going to be a little tougher to. If they really care about making the news, they wouldn't be in a tree-lined area. So this is out of. If you're just joining us, this is out of Los Angeles, obviously, the world headquarters for all things car chase. Mm-hmm. And a couple of yahoos have stolen a convertible Ford Mustang. Looks like it's navy blue, and they're leading police on a wild chase.
They're heading towards Valley Hills.
They're rain-soaked roads of Los Angeles, a kind of a rare storm hitting the LA area. They're doing donuts in the middle of the road, driving through the Hollywood Walk of Fame area at pretty high speeds. Now you see over here one of the black and white, the LAPD. It almost looks like they're on the road adjacent to parallel to where these suspects are.
And the roads are increasingly dangerous when it's wet. These are old roads out in Los Angeles, California. So you are not only putting other people in jeopardy, but you're putting yourself in jeopardy. And clearly they just don't care. LAPD has units getting into this area that we're currently looking at.
Now this, the suspects, one of them, the passenger, is on his phone. It almost says like he's tweeting out, pictures of their chase. And he's been even standing in the passenger seat as they're spinning down the road. So very dangerous behavior, aside from just stealing a car and
erratic,
the dangers that selfish, right?
A few days ago, I believe I saw this, and they're treating it. I can't even remember what city it's in, but they're treating it as a legitimate. Oh, can
we put it up here or not? No.
The chase. Yeah, but it's gonna be a little behind. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get a better glimpse of it here. Okay, here they are in kind of a weird situation where they're spinning through and kind of changing roads here. Almost looks like this could be an on-ramp, but not sure if this is an on-ramp or not.
There is, though,
Where's that one?
There is, though, they are talking about spike strips, but how these guys are so erratic, and they're doing donuts everywhere. How do you determine where to throw spike strips?
Well, and when you get LAPD into one area, they're speeding off and they're in a new area. And so you have to kind of predict their behavior, which has been very unpredictable.
But it does look like they're trying to document it. It does look like they're proud of themselves, and that's something that we're seeing a lot more of lately with social media. Some guy was doing a Facebook mentions video and was shot. Like last week.
Unbelievable! I saw that.
And it's just because somebody wanted to that infamy
become famous
of documenting it.
Okay, so this is an area. LA still fascinates me, being a kid from Iowa, but the streets are. It is like. The circulatory system, mm-hmm. The capillaries, and there's so many streets spinning around. You can't tell if it's a street or a...
But look at how close the cops are. This is something interesting we're seeing, because usually when we watch these police chases, the cops are not close at all. Even with You know, that the infamous Bronco chase that started it all. The cops tend to keep a
Stay
dramatic
back.
distance, and with this, they're on his tail, and I'm sure it's
Well,
because he's being so irrational.
and they're in a predicament because when you get on the tail of a suspect, they usually speed up. They usually drive more dangerously because they're going faster. So
and
it's a
we're
difficult situation.
We're hearing too that they are LAPD. They do have their lights and sirens going. So these kids absolutely know that they're in pursuit.
They could be watching News Now right now and seeing that they're on the air.
Well, they did have their cell phones in their hands. And the sheriff's department helicopter is also overhead, so they know they're being watched. They know that they're going after them.
You know, it's interesting, too. We've got Sky Fox. Our LA station has Sky Fox on this. It's so hard to even track these and follow them from just the perspective of the photographer who's up in the helicopter. You know, keeping an eye on one of these high-speed chases or even erratic chases like this one is difficult.
And this is a tight road. Look at how he's going to try to get
Oh,
around.
man.
I mean, you are being
You've
just
got to
so
be kidding.
selfish.
I'll tell you what. I mean, if somebody goes off the road, this is outrageous. Now he's in the wrong lane.
So you were just talking.
Got a minivan there, and who knows? Somebody's family could be in that minivan. So there's somebody's loved one for sure in that van.
You started this chase off with the weather, which I thought is very interesting, and now we're hearing that the helicopter is dealing with low clouds. So the higher the suspects get, going up these mountains and stuff, the more difficult we're going. Yeah, Laurel Canyon. That's what I.
Well, the issue is that the helicopter has to stay lower than normal because the clouds are in the way.
Right.
And that puts the helicopter pilots into a predicament as well. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Laurel Canyon is scary to go up and down sober, bright as day. So I can't imagine.
Well, and you come around the corner, and think about how many people, Kinsey, are driving, and they aren't paying 100% attention. You've got so many distractions in cars these days. You take your eyes off the road, and boom, you look up, and you see this guy coming in your lane at you, and he doesn't care. It's frightening to think. And isn't this kind of a steeper area, too? Oh, yeah. He's off-roading.
Oh, dear God.
And now he's just trying to destroy the car.
Ugh. Look at this
kid.
Oh, he's checking for damage now. I mean, they have got to be. I say this. I can digest so much easier one person deciding to be a lunatic, but it is so much harder for me to digest two people going, you know what, we're going to go absolutely out of control today and wreak havoc on Los Angeles, California.
And steal someone's car that they worked hard for and destroy it and possibly kill someone. It's infuriating, to be honest. And if they think the world's watching going, wow, they're cool, I think the world's watching thinking we're looking at two huge losers,
Preach.
Wow. I mean, I just think how dangerous LA driving is anyway. You don't need this.
That's what I'm saying. And on top of that, we've got these slick, wet roads.
Yeah, right there. You see the water coming up off the road. They're not going particularly fast, probably a little faster than they should be in this kind of, weather condition.
Right.
But more concerning is crossing over the yellow line without a care in the world, as if they own the road.
Yeah.
And they really, frankly, don't care if they hurt someone. I mean, the passenger's going to fly out of the car if they hit something.
And now we're really getting into these are neighborhoods. You are going to be finding families. You are going to be finding people taking their kids to and from daycare at this point, because now we're really into these tight, high-end neighborhoods.
And it's 2:40 in LA. It's the same time as we are here. That's about when school starts to get out.
Yeah. Wrong lane again.
Maybe thankfully it is a rainy day and people aren't out walking as they might be, or running or jogging on a typical LA day.
Right.
So they're winding through this neighborhood, the Laurel Canyon area. This is still Laurel Canyon Road, roughly,
we're
in that area.
Yeah, I think we're heading into the valley now.
So would this be the Hollywood Hills? You lived over there.
Look at this.
Oh man.
So now they don't even care about red lights and green lights and.
Well, you wonder if maybe they want to get caught. They want to have this go down, and then the police have to go in and show restraint here, and who knows if they're armed.
Valley Hills, yeah. Do we know if they're armed? They were initially burglary suspects, and
And the burglary could be the stolen vehicle.
perhaps, yeah.
They could have just stolen a car.
I am surprised that it's taken even this long to, I mean, but they're around too many people in these small neighborhoods. It's not like they can shoot out the tires. I mean, but we are in such a tight little area. Could the spike strips come in?
Well,
People over in this area that could lay those down.
the problem is you throw those out. These guys are obviously going to. It's daylight. They're going to swerve around them, and then you're going to have other vehicles that lose their tires.
Yeah.
You know,
Hollywood division unions are trying their best to stay close.
I think they should just follow them from the sky, and eventually these guys are going to get bored.
All right, but are they going to continue to put people in jeopardy? I think we've had so many close calls just as we've been watching, and we haven't had this speed this entire time. The Holland Highway.
Wow, this is probably one of the nicer, more famous areas of LA. And they're driving up. Now you've got this unsuspecting pickup truck in front of them, probably has no idea what the heck's going on. You just hope one of these vehicles is an unmarked cop who can somehow bring this to an end. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the passenger in this convertible gets, you know, if they hit something and he goes out of the vehicle, because they're not belted in, obviously.
All right, we have some spike strips coming up.
Okay.
Another thing you keep saying about this being infuriating is we have seen here on News Now people that are just on the road with these people that just get so livid that they actually take action, ram their car into them or try to stop them. And in that case, you, as the civilian, get in trouble by the
Really?
cops. The cops don't want you to have anything to do with it.
But as a civilian, you might not even realize the cops are over this. You might just think
true.
somebody's jerking you around on the road and go, you know what, I'm going to stop this jackass right now.
Right. But you do get in trouble if you interfere with these police chases.
Although I suppose if you show that you didn't realize it was a police chase going on, you just thought somebody was threatening you.
Right. But
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
You would be a hero if you stopped this. That's all I can say.
we're
the
not
police,
encouraging anything, but
the police would be angry, but you would be a hero if you
look
stopped
how
this
beautiful
joyride.
area is. So green.
Well, that house has a lot of solar panels. Did you see that? So they're spinning through a very heavily treed area with palm trees and big shade trees. Probably one of the nicer areas in the LA area. Is this Hollywood still kind of, or is it Los Angeles?
Yeah,
Mulholland?
We're in the Valley Hills.
Beautiful. This is probably where some of the more famous people in Los Angeles live.
And you know, a lot of times when we watch these too, we're asking ourselves, what is the objective? When we had the motorcycle chase not too long ago, what is the objective? But here, it's clear
Yep.
that these young guys are loving this attention.
Right.
I'm sure they wanted the free merch, but at the same time, it's escalated the way it has because
Right.
these guys are loving the infamy.
Yep, and they're standing up, they're waving their arms,
The
they're.
reality is, in 2 days, we won't remember who these guys are. I hope they enjoy it. It's like less than 15 minutes these days with the internet.
I guess what I was getting at a little bit ago is, you don't go to prison and do long sentences when you do a car chase, unfortunately. But will these guys be facing a more severe punishment because of the blatant disregard? I mean, doing the donuts right in the middle of the street, people who don't know there's this police chase going on are probably thinking, what the heck's going on?
I just got this tweet from Bina. Bad boys, what you gonna do?
That's a good question. It sounds like they have managed to, it's perplexing what LAPD is going to do. They're trying to stop this, obviously. They're kind of embarrassing the police, and I'm sure the police don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We had a near miss there.
Well, we keep hearing spike strips, but the problem is these guys keep changing direction. So spike strips, I think, is going to be the inevitable way that this comes to a conclusion. However, they've got to trap these guys.
It's here in Phoenix, we see so many of these end with undercover
Yeah.
vehicles on the road. They're cops that are out there. They're all over. I mean, you don't even when you're acting
Now
like a
we're in
fool
much
on the.
more congested area. This is when we get stressed because now they're putting people's lives in
Yep.
jeopardy again.
So this is a more, it looks like a commercial area, a lot of people, heavier traffic. Now they're going on the wrong side of the road.
Complexes versus homes, so a lot more cars that they can damage on the
Yep.
side streets parked.
And here this guy is going on the wrong side of the road. Ooh. I'll tell you what's going to happen. He's going to get hit by a vehicle. I mean, another vehicle. A stolen Mustang, and the criminals who are sitting in there obviously didn't know how to put the top up or down. Maybe they were trying to put the top up because they were getting wet.
I'm sure.
But you have to usually stop the car for a while to put it up.
Yeah, you do.
It looks like they're back on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and this is their Walk of Fame, their Ride of
I
Fame.
hope they're enjoying the 15 seconds.
So this is an area that's heavily tourist, even though it is a rainy day and there's probably a few, fewer tourists in this area that are out wandering around. It's kind of a chilly day in LA. There, you can see people walking in the crosswalk there.
Did you see those jump back?
They're like,
See all
what the heck?
Umbrellas on the sides?
Yep.
There are a lot of tourists out.
Wow, right down going the wrong way on a very busy street. That looks like, is that the Scientology Center right there?
Yes.
So they're crossing over crosswalks. There's no slowing going on. It is just a complete disregard for anybody else's safety. What we're told is what they've done is a big circle. Did this start off here? This is where they stole it?
No.
Is this where they stole the vehicle?
This is just where we've just done a big circle because they were just doing this.
Chinese theater.
Yeah.
So either they're just going where they can.
Okay, now we've got one of them standing up.
But
One
it's
of the
intentional, 'cause this is where
this guy's sitting on the door. I mean, God forbid his friend has to slam on the brakes. He's going to fly out of there. This is like Ferris Bueller's Day Off when they stole the car and they drove it through.
But I think that it's intentional that they're back on this street because this is such an infamous, famous. This is a tourist spot, and this is where they're going to get the attention that they so clearly are craving and appreciating
Right.
now.
They're on the Hollywood Walk of Fame looking for a little bit of fame, and
They're probably headed.
here we go. We're going into an intersection. We've got one of the guys just basically hanging out the car, and they're going to come back through this. And, God forbid, for his safety, that somebody hits them. This guy's going to be seriously injured. Although I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who wouldn't be that bothered by it, to be frank.
Look at it. Yeah, they're going to. Here we go.
Okay, is that the Scientology Center again?
I don't know what building that is, but it's
This is one of the main areas in the Hollywood section of Los Angeles, and we got two guys who've stolen a Ford Mustang. Thank you. Is it navy blue? I can't tell. I think it is. Yeah.
And it was a beautiful car. You can see they've banged it up, but it is a beautiful car.
Oh, somebody worked hard for that. I mean, that's somebody's probably prized possession, and they were off-roading it on the side of the road a little bit. Not a
Driving on the sidewalk. Driving on the side of the hall. Here they go passing the W Hotel yet again.
You got to have a lot of faith in your buddy. If you're sitting on the door like that while he's driving on wet streets, you got to really trust your buddy that he's not going to kill you.
I just don't think that these guys are all there. I can't imagine. It's like I said, one person. I can always justify it. They've had a bad day. Their girlfriend broke up with them. Maybe they needed a car. Maybe they needed to get a job interview.
Yeah.
But when two people
are making a bad decision.
Yeah, when two people are making a bad decision.
Okay, we're going the right direction here. They're
they're going in the 101 because if
looks like
if this is Hollywood in the 101, then we might
be able to get some stop sticks. This to me, this is if they really want to get away, this is a mistake because you're going to get on a freeway. Right. You're going to get on a freeway where you're stuck in traffic.
But they've just been driving on the side. They've been driving down the side.
Good for them if they want to do that, because I think this might be the way to, unless they get right back off. Yeah, they're probably thinking better, like, maybe we shouldn't be getting on here.
Yeah, it's the one.
Honest to God, with their, although this is in Arizona, I was going to say in Arizona they might be shot by somebody.
That's true.
Now they're kind of, I can't tell, are they under the,
Yeah,
there we go. Getting on the freeway. Is this the 101?
Yes, Hollywood.
So they're getting on the 101 run right now called the Hollywood Freeway, and basically they're going to get stuck in traffic here, and they're not going to be able to go high speed. Well, they're kind of off-roading, though.
No, here we go.
So is this the live one over here?
Yeah, they're both. Do you want me to take that down?
Yeah, because it's we're actually looking at about 5 screens here. And
well, now they're stuck in traffic, so it's a little
Now
They're
you
just
wonder
swerving.
for LAPD if this is, what they want, because right now they're cutting people
But
off.
we're not seeing LAPD, and they were on their tail a few minutes ago, and we're no longer seeing that.
These are two interesting cars
Look at
here.
them
Are they
just
gonna?
walking right-
Is that LAPD right there?
I don't think so, because now they're going the opposite direction. But
It
they
looked
were
like he
trying to
just
merge.
gave him the bird.
Oh wow, really?
I'm sure there's a lot of people giving the bird to them.
Okay, well that's true.
That was
That was
U.S. Customs. Okay. Yeah, Customs doesn't work in high-speed chases. However, it would have been nice if they would have just kind of come in and forced them. They could have really
Right.
forced their hand. And I'm
Well,
surprised.
that's what I was saying. If you do that, you will get in trouble by the cops.
But what if you don't realize there's a high-speed chase
I
going
think
on?
then you're assaulting somebody with a vehicle, and I think that you'll get in even more
You know what?
trouble.
As a citizen, I will take the risk.
Oh wow!
I will use my vehicle to stop these
You're
maniacs.
so OG, Carrie Lake.
I am OG, aren't I? So here they are. It doesn't look like, I'm not sure if that's the HOV lane in LA.
No, I think that that's just the side of the road. That they're
Now
just-
there's a perfect vehicle that could stop these guys.
I don't think you're grasping the legalities here.
I'm
There's
with-
the TMZ tour bus.
Oh man, how perfect.
I know.
We're going to see this on TMZ.
The TMZ.
Oh, are they going to stop it?
Yay!
Whoa!
Yes!
TMZ!
bus is stopping!
They're stopping him. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Oh, this
Oh,
is so great. Please be
man.
real. Please
Oh, and they're throwing
be real. Oh my
throwing
God, that is
trash at him.
hilarious.
Oh, that is.
Oh my
that-
gosh, that's so good.
It doesn't get more Hollywood than that. When
Oh.
the TMZ tour bus slows the car chase.
That was so great, and that other person had to get out of the way. Maybe they do have a weapon.
That-
Well, what is he? What is he? He's got.
Well, I don't know. He threw a bag of trash or something. But look at they got the windshield wipers going pretty heavy there. So the rain's coming down. Thank you, Harvey Levin,
Yeah, Harvey Levin
for the highlight of this. Oh man. Now, you're getting into traffic here that you just can't move. You can't move quickly on these. Although these guys are finding a way.
Right.
They probably have a V8 in that car.
Another tweet from Caden Kinsey. I just got home from work and my blue Mustang is missing. Please keep an eye out for it.
Caden, I hope you're kidding. That's funny. Okay, so they're still on the 101, and the TMZ part. If you're just joining us, you missed it with the TMZ tour bus slowing these
Great.
idiots down for a while, and then they threw trash at it or threw something at it.
I mean, we've been watching this pursuit for about an hour. Look, it's been almost an hour now. You can tell that they have damaged the front left part of the vehicle, as I'm sure they're doing damage right now as we
Could
speak,
have,
driving with that
we don't know
top
that
off.
for a fact, though. Maybe we don't know where they stole this. Was it stolen at a home or at an auto body?
That's true.
Maybe it was at an auto body and somebody had it in for work. But they obviously don't care about the car.
No, or
You've heard the phrase "drive your car, drive it like you stole it," where you just don't
well,
care.
We witnessed
We're
that today. We witnessed the definition during the donuts fiasco.
And police are in a predicament. They've got dangerous roads.
These guys are so arrogant. I'm having a really hard time censoring myself.
And well, as I said, to quote Donald Trump, you just want to punch him in the face. You do, because they have no regard for the safety, the well-being of their fellow citizens.
Right.
And here they come up, and these people are just maybe they picked up their kids from school and they're on the freeway. I wish that cement truck would get involved.
The problem is the top is down. Clearly, the passenger doesn't have a seatbelt on. If somebody does, intervene, that guy could fly
Yeah.
out and break his neck. I mean, so
Yeah.
selfish and ignorant.
Well, they must feel they have nothing to lose here, and
And I hope their moms are proud.
there we go. I see the black and white behind him,
Yeah,
but quite a ways behind him. I mean, they're really not
But
pressuring
also,
them.
Think about how aggressive they've been and how they've had to cut in and weave in and out. And I don't think the cops are going to drive that way and risk
No.
hurting a civilian.
Especially in roads like days like today, where they're getting kind of a rare or spring storm in Los Angeles,
We're
and
still southbound on the 101 freeway. We're passing the Vermont exit.
We're coming. So we're past Melrose then.
Yeah.
Well, if you know what's going on, I was once on the freeway and I realized there was a chase going on. I looked in my rear view and there were like 5 police. And then I thought they were on me at first. But then I realized I wasn't doing anything that bad. Then I realized there was a chase going on.
You were just doing your lipstick in the rear view mirror.
Right. And then
55.
And then I saw all the police. So a lot of these people, most of them have no idea this is going on unless they're listening to the radio.
They probably just think that guy's driving like a jerk because in Los Angeles, a lot of people drive like jerks.
Well, they do this in Phoenix as well. I've seen this in Phoenix on the 51 and the 10. Everyone's just sitting there, picking up their kids from work. Maybe they're driving to their next job, and they've got these complete idiots driving next to them in a stolen Mustang with the top down because they don't know how to operate the top. You could tell.
Halvesies.
And basically hanging out of the convertible.
All right, we're in the Echo Park area now.
Coming up on a pretty big, is this the interchange?
I think so, because look at how congested
it looks like
here. 2
freeways are kind of merging here, and they're getting on the freeway again. So you've got LAPD, you probably have the California Highway Patrol as well, possibly assisting in this. And I think that we say they had the sheriff's helicopter up as well. Yeah, right. It says California Highway Patrol is in pursuit as well.
I want everybody to know, Brian was just filming us, and these are not my Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I feel guilty. Those are my Keishas.
He's filming us. He's getting kind of like a over the... So we got it coming up here behind. It looks like a Hyundai of some sort.
Now he's getting in the traffic.
This is insane. Driving, they've got the windshield wipers going. I mean, it's raining hard when you have the windshield wipers going that fast.
And that's why...
And the top is down. They don't know how to put the top up so that they don't get wet. Right? I mean, these guys are idiots. I'm sorry, but they're idiots. Can I say that?
Oh, well, girl, you did.
I mean, I'm not going to demand an IQ test, but I don't think their IQ is very high.
When you're saying what everyone else is thinking, I think it's okay.
You're okay. Okay. So...
2 LAPD helicopters are overhead. The sheriff's helicopter had to stop to get gas. So there are 2 LAPD helicopters overhead as well as Skyfox.
Think of the money that this is costing.
I know.
And the danger.
And that's why I do think what you were saying in regards to a harsher punishment for these guys, that's why I do think that that's what's going to happen here, because they've cost so much money. They've been so reckless and actually put people in jeopardy knowing what they were doing. So they've got to be hit with so many charges on this. It's not just going to be, a typical chase. I think that look at them right now.
Wow, cutting somebody off. We just passed the 5 interchange, and we're dealing with this storm in town, and the clouds are very low, which is posing a problem for frankly, the emergency helicopters hovering above. It's posing a problem.
Oh, look at all of the police on the right-hand side. Do you see?
Oh, yeah.
I count 4. I think 4, maybe 5.
People are slowing down now, letting the police officers in to hopefully bring this thing to a stop. Finally, they're getting a pretty good angle on them. We've got...
All right, they have 5 units behind the suspects.
Problem is they got to get ahead of the suspects, too. So we've got these 2 suspects who have been, for more than an hour now, right? In the rain, driving through Los Angeles streets, doing donuts. We had TMZ's tour bus practically cut them off and save the day.
But the other person left. We got to get that person's phone number.
That was crazy.
Did you not feel like saving the day today, other car?
Yeah. Somebody jump in the dump truck up here and just hit the brakes.
Yeah. A lot of these people might be trying to get to the finale of American Idol.
I never thought of that.
I'm like, get me to Carrie Underwood. Get out of my way.
So they're in the I call it the HOV lane. It doesn't look like this road has an HOV lane, but it is the far left lane.
Right.
Speeding pretty fast, and I just can't believe how far
they are slow. You're right. They are not I'm watching them, and they are not driving as aggressively as these guys. Obviously.
Well, they say you're supposed to stay 2 seconds back from the person in front of you, right? This is more
like
10
2 days.
Wow. Okay, so we got two thieves basically sitting in this stolen blue Mustang.
Joyride. I mean, really,
Joyriding.
there's no other way to define it other than a joyride.
In probably the most famous part of the Los Angeles area. Whoops, they almost hit that car.
Which leads me to believe that this is all just for attention.
Well, they've been on their cell phones. They're taking pictures. Now they're going to cut this guy off.
And this person's probably like, that's fine. I'll let you go.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if that work truck just,
Don't say
pinned him in?
All right, they're in the heart of the Echo Park neighborhood. Very hipster neighborhood. This is where all my cool friends live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the ones that work for the Grammys and the art museum.
Yeah, Kinsey used to live in L.A., so she knows this is how she used to drive getting to work,
And
right?
it's
Okay,
subway-
up on the
subway
up on the sidewalk here.
This
No, over.
is- yeah,
Not really a sidewalk. This is kind of the median between the off ramp and the
Right.
and the next interchange, which will be the 110.
I've always wondered what the process was like retrieving your car after your car's been stolen like this.
You know what I've heard?
What?
I've heard you watch one of these with your fingers crossed that they total it. Because if you
Wow.
get it back, you just have a ton of damage, and it's typically not,
And then you don't want it because somebody's, you feel like it's been violated. And
Or you just wonder what kind of problems there are. Whenever you have an accident or something, you kind of wonder, did they fix everything? Did we
Right.
get it all?
all right, the next major interchange is the I-10. Is that
Is it
right?
the 110?
Oh, it's the 110.
I think it's the 110. So we've seen these guys pretty much on the most famous roads. We saw them go down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, past the Mann's Theater, Chinese Theater, and some of the more touristy spots. And we've seen them do donuts in the middle of the road. We've seen the TMZ tour
Took a
bus.
very Hollywood turn.
Yes, when the tour bus almost stopped them. And literally cheers broke out in the newsroom here. Now they're kind of owning the road here. This would be a great time to somehow bring this to an end.
I agree.
Very
It
few
seems very
cars.
calm. Maybe they're running out of gas.
Oh man, I can't wait till
And
till they are taken into custody. How is this going to end? We
I
don't know.
If it's a foot chase, those last all of 3 minutes, and then they're caught. And I wonder if it'll be a foot chase since they don't have the top up, because they could just hop out and take off and split up.
I just can't get over how old the roads are out there.
I know.
Whenever I look at them.
That's what's so scary is not only do you have these people that are driving absolutely recklessly on the roads, but the roads are old and the roads are soaked and wet, and people don't like driving in the rain in LA. It's cloudy, as we've seen throughout this car chase. And so this is really just such an intense scene, and you wonder why they haven't been taken out sooner.
I think it's just a very difficult takedown for police because there's so many people on the roads. The roads are already, dangerous because they're wet, and it's hard to throw stop sticks down. These guys are just going to go around them, right?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And then you get some innocent person who gets stuck with damaged wheels. So now they're getting off and going. I'm not sure what they say.
Let's see. Right
back
tire
on-
is wobbling.
Oh, remember when they went off the road?
Yeah.
And the passenger looked out to see what was going on. Maybe they hit a stop
Half
stick.
of his body was out. Yeah,
It all started on the 710. If you're following along and you know the Los Angeles area, it went to the 110, then the 101, Hollywood Boulevard, back to the 101, Mulholland Drive. So they've been on some of the more famous areas in LA and Hollywood.
And I think that was all very intentional.
You think so? They wanted
Yeah,
the
want this-
attention.
I think that they wanted this. I mean, otherwise, why would you stop and do donuts and all of that? I mean, it's all been for show.
So they're right there, almost appearing like they're in the exit ramp, but they could just be on the far right lane of the. Is this
it's
the
110,
southbound 110?
Southbound the 110.
Oh yeah, the right front tire is definitely flat.
Oh wow!
Can you see it wobbling there? This is not going to go on forever. This thing is wobbling.
Yuck, yeah, look at that.
Now he's crossing over the Gore Point right now.
Good Lord.
Wow, this might be it. Man, that front rim is going to be really damaged, and they can't go very fast in a situation like this, and they're
Right.
definitely in a more dangerous vehicle now.
They're saying that the front right tire is almost gone.
So they're on the rim, basically.
Oh,
Well, maybe police realize that and are letting it just
know,
kind of
but-
fizzle out.
But are you liable if these guys hit somebody and a car turns over and you take out a family or something? Do the police become liable because they've been hovering for the last hour? Does you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I think there's always a lawsuit anywhere you look. And you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't in one of these. It's a difficult situation for law enforcement, and these guys don't have any regard for their own life or their fellow citizens. So then you have a cop who's got to get in the middle of it, and you worry about the officer. But they definitely have a disabled front passenger side wheel. I mean, it looks like it almost could be on the rim. They're wobbling around. And we saw the passenger, the criminal who's sitting in the passenger seat, kind of lean over to check it out, probably a good 20 minutes ago.
Right. Stuck half of his body out. Look, people watching on the...
Do you think they know that this is a chase going on?
I'm having PTSD of OJ.
Is this bringing back memories
Yeah.
to when you were like 2?
Yes.
Or 1?
They're passing 9th Street. The Los Angeles Police Department are closing
they getting
in.
off? No, they're
Look
still
at
on.
how close
yeah.
they are now. And you can see sirens and lights.
So now we have the fellow drivers are slowing down. They're giving the police a little bit of room, and this has got to come to an end soon. Look how close the police have managed
But
to
they
get.
just get right back on. These kids.
But the street, I wonder if they're keeping. I can't believe how clear that street is. Now you've got the black and white right on them, and they are pretty close. They could do the pit maneuver here.
I know.
The classic pit maneuver.
Because
I've always wanted to try that, by the way. Do you think the police would ever let me try that?
I think so. There's your special project.
It's funny. They're just giving them more space. Well, they don't want them to do anything
Yeah, I think that now we're getting it. When there were fewer cars, they were closer. And now that there are more cars, it feels like they're giving them more space.
Now, this does remind me of OJ. Remember there's that huge trail of police and the highway patrol? So we've got the Sheriff's Department, the California Highway Patrol, the LAPD, all working this. This is costing taxpayers tens of thousands of dollars at this point.
And imagine if you put that money into new streets in Los Angeles.
The one thing is these officers are not seeing what we're seeing.
Right.
They're not seeing these guys, the arrogance.
Flipping cars off is what we thought we saw earlier, and throwing things at other vehicles. And
I'm always amazed, though, how long these cars can go on the rim.
On their cell phones.
But how long this can travel with the car that's driving on the rim.
They're coming up on Santa Monica Freeway. But look, they are not going at a very fast speed. We've quickly turned into a slow speed chase.
Where's TMZ when you need them?
Yeah.
Huh? Where's the TMZ tour van?
The LAPD is tweeting out, please do not interfere and stay clear of the area. So TMZ might get in a little bit of
here
trouble.
comes a school bus right here.
No.
Thankfully, it's on the other side of that median.
Well, medians don't
you know
stop
what,
these
though?
guys.
I don't think they're really going to pursue charges against anybody who tries to get it. More power to you if you can somehow stop these guys. But then you worry if they're armed. We don't know what the situation is. We have seen them flipping the bird and throwing trash, but we have not seen them pull out a weapon, thankfully. Well, this isn't how I thought the day was going to go.
I know. I didn't even do my hair, Carrie. It was a top knot kind of day.
I love it.
Thank you.
You came in, you thought it was going to be just a typical day.
Yeah, I thought I was just going to be watching a lot of Trump and Clinton.
This trumps Trump, right? Right now?
Absolutely.
So this is a chase. I wouldn't say a high-speed chase, but a chase in a stolen convertible, blue Mustang. 2 guys stealing the car and leading police more than an hour now on a chase through some of the more famous sections of the Los Angeles area. We're talking about the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We're talking about doing donuts and driving up Mulholland Drive and hitting some of the more famous freeways in this country while really behaving in a completely irresponsible way when it comes to the safety.
Fast and Furious films, these guys.
Is that what they're doing? You think they're just trying to be cast in a role?
Yeah. I do think, though, that LAPD has to be so concerned because they've seen the passenger sit outside of the car without his seatbelt on. If they did a pit maneuver, that guy would be ejected in a heartbeat, and they've got to be so cautious.
And then think about
the
this.
suspects.
And then they'd be sued.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is really, I'm sorry. Does anybody else get irritated by that?
Yeah.
You have to stop these guys. You don't want to hurt the public. But now you have to worry about hurting them when they're choosing to be complete morons.
So irrational. All right, so clearly they've exited the freeway, and now they're...
I have to take a deep breath.
I know.
Because I just got really mad. Okay, another crosswalk.
We're
they
on
don't
Adams
care.
Street, or we exited on Adams Street.
Okay, so this is back on kind of the city streets, but city streets are always so congested everywhere in LA.
And now it is 3. Now it is time for kids to be getting out of school. Now
Right.
we are dealing with kids in car seats and parents on the road, and that's the kind of traffic that we're going to be dealing with. So hold your breath.
So this is just a regular street in the Los Angeles area. They've been on the freeway. They're operating basically on 3 wheels. They've got the front passenger wheel that is incredibly wobbly. And you got some people looking at them going, what the heck are they doing? With the top down in their convertible. And then they see all the cops behind them and they go, oh, we've got an LA chase on our hands.
Right? This is just a typical day for LA. Don't forget.
That's true. You wonder how many of these chases are going on every day before they get picked up by
Us.
police helicopters.
We're in the University Park area.
Hey, they're going to stop for McDonald's or Starbucks. They've got 2 options there. Every street
That's what
corner,
I love
right?
about Los Angeles.
You're never more than 10 steps away from a Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everywhere now, right? There's a Starbucks opening inside the Starbucks. So they're just sitting here. This is a perfect time to kind of pounce on them, I guess, but nobody's pouncing on them.
I know, but look at how many people are around. Again, I think that they're probably trying to be so cautious.
Man, I'm surprised there aren't more undercover vehicles. I mean, I'm telling you, on the street, when we see these things end here in Phoenix, there's typically so many undercover vehicles. You're shocked at how many you see. You go, oh, I didn't know that truck was undercover. And so this is an area people are starting to realize it on the sidewalks
I know,
here.
are they taking pictures?
This is so LA.
Well, we need the TMZ tour.
Yep,
about
look
that.
it. They've got their cameras up.
Wow.
Unless that's how people
these
operate in
young
LA.
Men are absolutely loving it, though. That's what they've been craving this entire time.
Right. Do you recognize this area, Kinsey?
I don't. Maybe.
University Park area for people. I know people who live in LA, they know all these neighborhoods. They're like, I've driven by that. Okay, now we've got them turning down a side street. And it's kind of,
up into the
it's
USC
comical.
area.
It's comical because they can't get the top up. It's pouring down rain, or at least it's a moderate rain. We've got pedestrian. And so they're just getting poured on.
Yeah, I mean, the first sign that you're in a stolen vehicle is when the top's only halfway up. Or it's pouring rain and you're the one with your top down. I mean, people are going to look at you a little funny.
Last time I was in a convertible, I tried to put the top up and down, or one of the other. I realized you have to come to a stop to do that.
Yeah, a complete stop, yeah.
And I think
They
they're at risk of
probably-
having this whole thing come to an end if they come.
Right. They probably can
Is
do
this
that.
I don't want to say subway system because they don't call it that. The metro system, it looks like right here. This is the USC area, so this is where it gets a little bit dangerous. You start to think about the people whose kids are going to school over at USC, and this police chase is moving into that area with these 2 suspects in a stolen convertible.
Yeah, see, USC's to the right of these guys.
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Passing Jefferson.
So you got the metro tracks on the left side of your screen and USC on the right side, and they're going uber slow. I mean, this is like super slow. They've got one bum wheel that, it could have been a stop stick that might have hit them, or when they went that little off-roading section down near
Right.
Mulholland Drive that they did. They're passing the on-ramp to the 110 freeway, but it looks like they're going to get away from that and stick with the city streets.
What are we coming to a
Man,
complete
you
stop
wonder if
here
the
or
people
no?
sitting in that car right next to them even know what's going on. They're
Well,
just minding
yeah.
their own beeswax. And
Right.
well, why are they stopping?
I don't know. I mean,
All of a
maybe
sudden they're
now
gonna-
we're going to acknowledge the red light.
They're like, oh, please stop.
See,
We've got a red
I'm
light.
gonna move the lower third though, because I'm afraid they're gonna pop out
Yeah.
and we'll miss it. So I'm gonna
Let's
just
do
temporarily
that.
remove the lower.
They're just sitting there? Are you kidding me? Is this, what's that street?
Maybe they're calling
Emporium?
their mom for a ride. We saw them with their cell phones out earlier.
I can't believe they stopped that long and nobody pounced
know.
them.
Well, now they think that no one knows who they are. They're like
But they can
part-time.
they can just kind of go back into society and nobody will know. Like maybe they don't know we're in a stolen car. Well, there are some cops behind them. Look at that presence, the California Los Angeles PD is behind them, but quite a ways back. They're a good block and a half back.
Michael Curley says, why don't they stop them? I feel for the people of L.A. #car chase. Yeah, we've been trying to determine.
Oh, here we go. We
Uh-oh.
got a cop down here. We got LAPD, and I don't know what they're going to do here. Oops,
Look at how
run.
many people jumped out of that.
Oh, he's got a stop stick right now. Well,
Oh, my goodness.
stop stick. There's LAPD out of their vehicle here, this SUV with stop sticks, it appears. Now he's throwing them back in.
Yeah. Hey, there's the suspect guy. You're missing an opportunity right
How
now.
about run over?
Oh, dear Lord. Is this did he literally get out to stop stick and he just missed the guy?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, this is the
Now, if they're going to do some donuts here, it's going to be a real...
Do you think
Okay.
that their hearts are beating like crazy right now because they're realizing it's slowly coming to an end?
I don't know. I mean, if their hearts weren't beating like crazy this whole time, I'm concerned for them.
Yeah.
That they're too comfortable doing this kind of thing. Man.
I cannot believe that cop was how many feet from 10, 15 feet from them and just...
Can't you shoot a taser? I mean, I don't know. This is why I'm not a cop, Kinsey. My options would be a little too severe, unfortunately, probably for the public. But, you see this kind of stuff. I drive around with my kids in the car all the time, and I get concerned when someone's driving too fast near me, let alone, it looks like they're flipping double. That was a double bird, I think. So these guys in the rain doing donuts, I want them stopped.
I know.
I don't care what you have to do
And
at this point.
And you're right. And now we're at 3:15 over there. You are putting children in jeopardy.
Okay,
You
here
are
we
bo-
go.
you were
Here we go. We got a
nervous.
cop coming around the other side. They're gonna They're gonna.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Come
Hello?
on.
What are you doing? Hello?
Come on.
Hello from the other side. What are you doing?
What was that? Okay.
Are we being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher going to
Could somebody have? Could he have just come and teed him off in the front? What do you call that when they kind of block him off?
Well,
That was the weirdest thing I ever saw.
I don't-
Kinsey, I mean, we're playing Monday morning quarterback
I
here.
know.
I know. I don't know. I kind of feel like we might have been able to end this, Kinsey.
I
You and
know.
I are.
We're
Okay,
here-
here we go. If he's going to throw a stop stick out, I'm gonna be really embarrassed.
Oh, please.
Can you
Please
just
don't do the stop sticks. I mean, they're right there.
just
Can't you
put
just, like,
no,
back up
no.
and say,
Just put the SUV in front of
check
him,
yourself
dude.
Before you wreck yourself. Oh.
Dude.
Before you wreck yourself.
My God, this is
God,
embarrassing.
Real life. Oh no.
Oh, wah wah.
This is off. This is really. I'm having a hard time.
Oh, now they're flipping off the police. Oh, jeez.
Are you kidding?
Well, that's what it looked like. I mean, it was one of these, Kinsey.
Look, he does.
It was one of these.
Do you think he's talking to him?
They're probably taunting them. Come on. Why didn't they just drive right in front of the vehicle?
This is really difficult. I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, somebody just sent us a message, #fail. I'm not an expert in these things, and I am a full support of our law enforcement. I have the utmost respect, but come on. They're going 2 miles an hour with a bum tire. Drive right in front of them and stop them. Unbelievable. Now these guys have got to be laughing or taunting them now.
And look at all the people.
And they're going like 5 miles an hour. This is like OJ all over.
I just am ready to call it a day. If I were at home watching this, I would have turned off my television by now.
This is why I think the public needs to jump in and help end this one. Somebody who's driving a clunker out there or a dump truck, just
people
pull
are
in front of
tweeting us,
them.
This has got to be a joke. I mean, the cop, those.
Oh, this
look at
guy's cheering
person
him on.
Oh my.
Oh man, only in LA.
Only in Los Angeles.
This is why you moved back to Arizona, right?
I know. This is why you come
You couldn't
home.
take it anymore. If I were the guy in front of him, I'd just hit my brakes and act like my car broke down. Go, sorry.
They cannot do roadblocks.
At this point, they
because
could
the
go
act,
through the...
Oh, the act is considered a seizure under the Fourth Amendment of court cases, so that's why they can't do roadblocks. The act is considered a seizure under the Fourth Amendment.
Sometimes
of
I think
court
we
cases.
follow the laws too tightly in cases like
These
this.
guys don't.
The police, the police are the ones handcuffed in these situations.
It's true.
And we're kind of joking around, but these guys have been doing, donuts in the middle of the street.
Multiple.
And you get somebody who's not, let's face it, most of the people on the road aren't paying 100% attention like they should.
And
They're a little bit
uptight because the weather's, yucky over there right now.
Well, I just hope these two are wet and cold. They're being rained on.
Something
I hope that
tells
they're
me the
really
heater's
cold.
working. The tire might be blown, but
Looks like we're hitting a little bit more edgy of a section of town. Doesn't it appear that, we're seeing like smoke shops and here's some guys out there cheering like, hey, keep
Michael
going.
D 021 says this is so stupid. The NYPD would have stopped them by now.
Okay, now we're pitting East Coast, West Coast.
Well,
Look at these guys cheering in the street. Okay, unbelievable. Is the guy standing up now? I can't tell. Or is that just the failed? Now we've kind of lost him. They're driving through this section of town here. Oh, geez. Yeah, let him just have fun. Okay, it's kind of comical watching this car because they've got one bum wheel. They have the top to the convertible that they haven't been able to figure out how to put up, which is hilarious. It's raining pretty hard. But yet the police were not able to stop them at two pretty good opportunities there.
I know. That was the
It
most
was
frustrating thing we've
cringeworthy.
seen so far.
And I say that with all due respect to our law enforcement. I think our Phoenix police could have stopped that.
That's true. We
So-
love our Phoenix PD.
Well, and you feel for the cops in LA as well because they're dealing with two people who really don't give a damn about anybody else, and who knows if they're armed? We don't know that.
Well, I have seen tweets saying that they're concerned about a possible weapon, but if they had a weapon and they showed it to that cop, they were
Boom. They
10
would have been
feet
over,
from
yeah.
twice, that this would be over by now.
I have a feeling that's not a jogger. That's somebody who wants to jog up and see what's happening.
Yeah.
They're running to see what's happening.
Eastbound 50th in South LA.
Okay, we're in South LA now.
I can't believe that this has
Looks
gone
like
on
they're
as long as
speeding
this
up a
has
little
gone on.
bit. Oh, wait, or have I lost them?
I can't see them either. I think that they are the car that's passing that tree right there.
Which tree?
Oh, there's a few of them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the
Suspect
highlight.
is now in the South LA area. Please do not interfere and stay clear of the area.
That's from LAPD.
Yeah, that's in
Southbound on Broadway. And one of the highlights was when they were on I think it was the 101 and the TMZ tour bus kind of tried to do the old pit maneuver on him. You just get so furious thinking that this is still going on, that they haven't been able to stop this. Here they are, down through city streets. You just hope someone's kid's not going to run across the street.
Right. It is. Thankfully, it's a rainy day, so hopefully everybody's inside.
Well, there's somebody walking with the
yeah,
backpack. They look like they're leaving school.
gotten out of school.
So they're near a school, and people are walking down the streets. Okay, they're stopping here. So there's some. They've got to be thinking it's going to come to an end soon. Driving down the street here. This is a neighborhood street. There's going to be people who are walking again, even though it is a rainy day.
Right.
And they're going incredibly slow. Look at that front tire on the passenger side. It's pretty much gone. Can you see it? It's hard to see. And we get two people in the crosswalk, probably students. Okay, look at that front wheel. It's pretty bad.
I know. We haven't seen him lean out the side.
I think that white
recently
car
either.
behind him is an undercover. What do you think?
I think you're right because we're seeing that it is possibly an LAPD undercover. Are they in uniform when they are in undercover cars?
I don't think they are. I think, well, maybe sometimes. I'm not sure. But, okay, we've got this white car behind him. We don't know if it's undercover, but it sure is following closely. Maybe it's just somebody who's a Yahoo who wants to kind of, be part of the story.
Right.
Okay, if we do a pit maneuver here, we know it's undercover.
But they cannot be too aggressive.
Are
here
they
because
just talking to
I
him?
don't think that those guys that have seatbelts.
Wow,
on.
what is this? Is this an undercover cop or is this just a
52nd
passerby?
Street.
People talking to him?
Are they just trying? Look at all these people. That person has a baby.
What the
That
heck?
person has a baby.
This
Are
is
this- are they-
insane.
they're
They've
going-
become famous. They got what they want.
Yeah. What?
Unbelievable.
Do you think they're going home?
Oh, they're getting out.
Do you think they're going home though?
Whoop. Oh, I think I'll just get out and act like this never happened.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Did we just?
Sitting on the
I mean.
friggin' believable. You got to be kidding
me.
me.
Is that his mic drop? Is that what that was?
What?
You guys just look. He's
oh my gosh.
Everybody. This is like. Oh.
I'm sorry. This is Loserville.
I know.
I'm laughing at it. I'm finding some amusement in this, but
I'm
really,
happy no one got hurt. I can't stress that enough.
But think about if that's your car. Think about if you're one of the people that got kind of pushed off the road. They didn't hurt anybody. But where are the cops? Where the heck are the cops? Where are the police taking them down right now? They just stopped the vehicle.
I mean, this is actually ludicrous that the cops are not here.
Okay, so we've got the guy in the blue sitting on the vehicle. Where's his friend?
The one that was sitting on the car, like a model.
Unbelievable.
Have we
Wait,
lost
Kinsey,
one of the
pinch me really hard. I
I'm
think
not
I'm in
going
some
to.
sort
You
of a
have-
weird
you have
dream.
Beautiful skin. I don't want to harm it. So is that him just in the front right
Where
there?
are the?
Are they just waiting for the 5-0?
Or maybe
is that what they're doing?
Maybe the police don't want to give them what they want. I don't know. Maybe the police don't want to arrest him. Maybe this is part of a movie, and they were filming this whole time, and we didn't realize it.
I know. I can only pray. I can only hope to God. Look at them.
Wow.
They just do not care.
They're chatting with some friends. Hey, what's up?
They're talking about the 2016 presidential election.
You guys are famous.
Do you think they're trying to debate whether or not Ted Cruz is the GOP's answer?
I doubt it. You guys are famous. They're like, where's the cop? Where are they? When are we going to get arrested?
We're
waiting.
51st Street and Central.
Where?
And
honest to God, where are the police?
This is so ridiculous.
I'm
Pray
speechless.
for LAPD. Pray for LAPD.
Okay, so they come in and they arrest him. What happens to the police? I mean, are the police concerned that they're armed? What's the
I don't even know.
Okay,
what I just
this has
watched.
got to be a cop. Please tell me this is a cop.
No, it's
No.
not. It's just somebody trying to get to their next gig.
Unbelievable. This will be the first car chase that just ends in a thud.
Where is Vin Diesel? This is the end of a Fast and Furious movie.
Okay, they're waiting. They've been taunting the police the whole time. I mean,
what do
really.
you think they were listening to while they were cruising the streets of Los Angeles? A little pit bull?
Maybe they were watching, as I said, our program, Kinsey.
Yeah.
This is Straight Outta Compton, someone said. A sequel to Straight Outta Compton.
I'm so confused.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm waiting for the police. How many minutes has it been? Anybody timing this since they pulled over and got out and sat on the car?
Oh, my
Shaking
gosh.
people's hands like they're famous? I'm sorry. If you think this is cool, get a life.
Right.
Damn bird.